Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to my channel. My name is Julie. Today on Yin Yoga and More, we're going to devote a whole video for the hips. The hips are the place that we store pain, trauma, and stuck emotions. And tight hips is quite often an indicator that you have emotions stored that need to be released. When I first started to do Yin Yoga, I was doing a Yin class that was specifically for the hips. It was a class that I designed, that I was practicing. It was an hour's class, and within 20 minutes of doing the class, I started to cry. I started to shake. This was the release of emotions. This was the release of pain that had been stored for years and years and years. So today, the class is all about the hips. If you start to shake, if you start to cry, if you start to have any kind of emotional reaction, I beg you, stay with it. Let it come, let it flow, and let it go. So we're going to do a combination of Yin Yoga poses to really get deep into the hips. I'd love for you to let me know if anybody that tries this has any sort of release. And I'd love to know how you're getting on. So the first pose we're going to start with is stretching the feet. Now that might not sound anything to do with the hips, but the feet, all of the meridians of the lower body, so from the solar plexus down, either end or begin in the feet. And the feet are paramount to our health. We've got so many acupressure points and reflexology points on the feet, and we rarely give any attention to the feet. So we're going to start by stretching the feet and the ankles, and then we're going to get into the hips. So to stretch the feet, if you bend the toes under, you might need to just take the little toe out to the side. Now this is quite an intense pose. So you would sit up. Now if this is too much and it feels as though it's too much pressure on your toes, just bring the hands down so that you're still on your toes, but you've not got your full weight on your toes. And then just come back up. We're not going to be here for the full 3 minutes, because I am aware this is quite an intense pose. But it is a really good pose, and it's something that is worth incorporating if not every day, once a week would be ideal to stretch out those acupressure points and those reflexology points and the meridian lines and the toes. Our feet are so important. And then bring the hands in front of you as you uncurl the toes. And now we're going to stretch the ankles. So you're sitting on your feet and you're going to start to come back. Now if you've got really good balance, you can just hover. If you want to feel more secure, take the arms behind you. And again, we're not going to be here for the full 3 minutes. This is just stretching out the ankles. Again, a lot of the lower meridian lines go through the ankles, round the ankles. And slowly bring the legs back down. Take the feet over to the side as you come onto your bottom, and then bring the legs out in front and give them a nice shake. So we're now going to move into the hips. So we're going to come into butterfly pose, but instead of staying static, you're going to start to flap your butterfly wings, which is just going to start to open the hips. Just bring the legs out in front and give them a shake. And then remove any excess flesh from your bottom so that you're sitting directly on your sitting bones. Bring the feet back in. And you're just going to start to push your hips down. So use the hands to gently push the knees. Allowing the hips to open. And now we're going to move into single shoelace. So cross the left leg over the right, bringing the foot towards the hip. And then you're going to fold over the leg. This is quite an intense stretch. You're going to feel this from your heel all the way up to your hip, through the calf, the quads, the hamstrings, into the IT band. raise the head and slowly make your way back up. Give your legs a shake. And then take your right leg over your left, bringing the foot towards the hip, knees are stacked. And when you're ready, fold over your leg. And then slowly raise the head as you make your way back up into a sitting position. So the next pose we're going to move into is lizard pose. Now you may need a block if you decide to come down onto your forearms, or a really firm couch cushion. But lizard's quite an intense pose, and if it's the first time that you've done the pose, you may well prefer to stay in an upright position. So if you would like more padding on your knee, you can fold the mat over for the knee to rest on to give your knee a little bit more padding. So to start off with, you come into a tabletop position, so knees are hip width distance apart, hands under shoulders, and then you're going to bring your right leg to the outside of your right hand, and then start to slide the left leg back. So this would be where you would fold your mat over to place under the knee if you would like more padding. So slide that leg back as far as you can. Now this might be enough for you. Actually, let me do this side so that you can see better. Let's start with the left leg so that you've got a better view. So slide that right leg all the way back so that you're not fully on the kneecap. So your whole weight is not fully on the kneecap. So if this is your first time in lizard, this might be enough for you. if you would like to take it a little bit further, you can come onto the outside edge of your pinky toe. This also is the gallbladder, so this activates the gallbladder. And this might be enough, you might be happy to stay there. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can bring a block in and come down onto your forearms. Now this is a really deep hip opener. Keep the head and the neck neutral and in line with the spine. Don't let the head drop. Now if you've come down onto your forearms, place the left hand back on the mat, remove your cushion or your block, followed by your right hand, and then bring the left foot, heel toe the left foot in, straighten that leg, and you're just going to bow over that front leg, which is a half split. One more time. And then bring that left leg back into tabletop. And then take that right foot to the outside of the right hand, slide that left leg back. And then if you want to take the hip stretch a little bit more, go out onto the pinky side of the foot. And if you want to come down to the forearms, either use a block or your firm couch cushion and come down onto the forearms. Bring the right hand back to the mat, followed by the left. Remove your block. Slide that foot back to the centre of the mat, straighten the leg, and then fold over that leg. One more time. That's lovely. And then bring that leg straight back. Come down into a kneeling position. Take your bottom to one side as you slide your legs in front. We're now going to make our way down, lying on the mat, and we're going to move into an IT stretch. So we're going to be targeting the outside area of the hips. So slowly make your way down, engaging your core, and all the way down to the mat. You're going to bend your left knee, placing the foot flat on the floor, and cross your left knee with your right ankle. So you're effectively making a figure four. And then when you're ready, you're going to take the left leg over to the left. You can use the left hand to guide that leg over. And then when you get to here, you can either use the hand to push the knee away, or you can take hold of the ankle and bring that leg closer. Whichever feels better to you. So this is targeting the IT band, which runs from the hip all the way down to the knee. And bring those two legs back up. Uncross your knee. Recenter your hips if they've moved slightly. And then take the left leg, cross it over the right knee, coming into a figure four. Taking the right hand to the outside of the left knee, using it to guide that leg over, and then as the foot comes to the floor, either use that hand to push that knee away, or to take hold of the ankle and bring that leg closer. If you would like to stretch the neck, then take the head over to the left, slowly and mindfully. both legs back up, uncross your legs, recenter the hips, and then bring the soles of your feet together and allow the knees to fall out to the side. So coming into goddess pose. Just continuing to open the hips. Let go and let them flow. Breathe nice and deeply. Into the lungs, the stomach, the abdomen, all the way down into the hips. And then use the hands to gently bring your thighs together, and then let's move into the last pose of corpse pose. So take the feet to the outside of the mat, allow them to fall out to the sides, take the arms out to the side with the palms facing up. Feel all points of contact with yourself, your body and the floor, and know that you are supported. You are guided and you are loved.